The Educated Person by Ernest L. Boyer. So this is the article that I have to present. So first, um, this is Ernest L. Boyer. He was one of the key figures in American education during the last half of the 20th century, and he held many positions in education. He was a deeply religious man and brought what he called his people-centered principles to all his work. This essay, published the year of his death, lays out with clarity his major convictions on what should be taught in our school. So, what is the most worth knowing? This is the focus question that teachers are trying to know and to teach in schools, and these big questions is relate to those two questions: what is an educated person, and what should schools be teaching to students? I think those two questions are really essential question in a teacher's life. So first, what does it mean to be an educated person? And you can relate both of the questions, because if you know what an educated person means and is, then you know what you should teach to your students. So it means developing one's own aptitude and interest and discovering the diversity that makes us each unique. Also means becoming empowered with language proficiency, general knowledge, social confidence, and moral awareness. So the solution, what is the solution to make this possible? So Ernest L. Boyer was first comparing and talking about Carnegie unit and problem, and this was the old thing that you needed to do to have a diploma if you missed school. So the new solution will be a new curriculum framework, and so the curriculum framework will be there to help um, students, and teachers need to organize their curriculum on the basis of core commonalities. By core commonalities, he means universal experiences that makes us humans, experiences shared by all cultures on the planet. So there, he is presenting 8 commonalities that bind us to one another. So first, the life cycle. Second, language. Third, the arts. 4, time and space. 5, groups and institutions. 6, work. 7, nature world. And 8, search for meaning. So first, their life cycle. So study of the life cycle would encourage students to reflect sensitively on the mystery of birth and growth and death, to learn about body functions and thus understand the role of choice in wellness, to carry some of their emotional and intellectual learning into their relations with others, and to observe, understand, and respect a variety of form. So this the life cycle is the core of common learning, and it's there to help each student to understand how life is going. And here you can see a human life cycle, and this is what Ernest thought that it was really important for us to learn at school. Then there's the language. Each life on the planet turns to symbols to express feelings and ideas. We develop a variety of languages: language of word, um, language of symbols, language of the arts. So first, the language of words are, of course, write, speak, read, and through words, each child can express something personal. the language of symbols is when you can relate everything to math and codes and signals. So through symbols, each child can increase the capacity to calculate and reason. Then the third kind of language will be the language of arts. Through the arts, each child can express a thought or a feeling. So you know how children are sometimes it's hard for them to talk or to speak, so they'll be better drawers or anything. Nowadays, communication is important in our world. Writers and mathematicians have left a long and distinguished legacy got students to learn from. People need to write with clarity, read with comprehension, speak effectively, listen with understanding, compute accurately, and understand the communicative capabilities of the arts. Education for the next century means helping students understand that language in all its forms is a powerful and sacred trust. The third commonality will be the arts. So we talk about a little bit in the language, but we can add that young children understand that the arts are language. Before they learn to speak, they respond intuitively to dance, music, and color. Every child has the urge and capacity to be expressive. For our most moving experiences, we can turn to the arts to express feeling and ideas that words cannot convey. The arts are, as one poet has put it, the language of the angels. To be truly educated means being sensitively responsive to the universal language of art. Fourth, time and space. A truly educated person will see connections by placing his or her life in time and space. In the days ahead, students should study Western civilization to understand our past. They should study non-Western cultures to understand our present and our future. This is where history and geography came. Fifth, groups and institutions. So Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "We do not make a world of our own, but rather fall into institutions already made and have to accommodate ourselves to them." So we all belong to many groups. Exploring their history and function helps students understand the privileges and the responsibilities that belong to each of us. Students must be asked to think about the groups of which they are members, how they are shaped in those groups, and how they help to shape them. Students need to learn about the social web of our existence, about family life, how governments function, about the informal social structure that surrounds us. Civic responsibility also must be taught. 6. Work. A quality education will help students understand and prepare for the world of work. This is where each student will need to learn about economics, different money system, career planning, how work varies from one culture to another. The seventh commonality will be the nature world, where we can talk about biology. Though all the people are different, we are all connected to the earth in many ways. During their days of formal learning, students should explore this commonality by studying the principles of science, by discovering the shaping power of technology, and above all, by learning that survival on this planet means respecting and preserving the earth we share. 8. Martin Luther King said, "Everyone can be great because everyone can serve." Too many teenagers feel unwanted, unneeded, and unconnected. Great teachers allow their lives to express their values. They are matchless guides as they give their gifts of opening truth about themselves to their students. Service projects instill values. All students should complete a community service project working in daycare centers and retirement villages. So Ernest was talking about a story where people will help each other during everything, and usually good teacher will do everything they can to be to help the children understand how life is going, and this is what search for meaning means. Then value, beliefs, and connection will be the last point. And what then does it mean to be an educated person for conclusion? So it means respecting the miracle of life, where we can see in the first commonality, being empowered in the use of language, responding sensitively to the aesthetic, putting learning in historical perspective, understanding groups and institutions, having reverence for the natural world, affirming the dignity of work, and being guided by values and beliefs, and connecting the lesson of the classrooms to the reality of life. Mark Van Doren said, "The connectedness of things is what the educator contemplates to the limits of his capacity." The students, he says, who can begin early in life to see things as connected as began the life of learning. This, it seems to me, is what it means to be an educated person. The end.